Hello! Happy Monday, friends. I am so excited to do this painting again. This is our last painting, which I'm a little bit sad about, but I picked something that I think we will all love and enjoy doing. So that's always a plus. We are going to be doing a landscape, and it is a cactus one. A little bit different from the ones that I've done before. And I just know you're gonna love it. To start, I'm going to show you all the things that we will be needing today. We will be needing a canvas, and if you haven't noticed, today I am doing it horizontal, so it's not lengthwise, hot dog style, right? No, hamburger style. Don't rely on me to know anything I say. So we need a canvas, we need one large brush, one small brush, a cup of water, and some paper towels. And we will also be needing a plastic plate for our palette, okay? What colors will we need today? Today we will need red, blue, dark green, a light like apple green, and aqua, okay? If you don't happen to have a light green and only have a dark green, remember that we can make this color by mixing blue and yellow and a little bit of white, okay? So don't get worried about that. We can also make, anyway, yes, so let's not get worried about that if you don't have that, but one good color that we should have is a dark green. And if, like I said, if you don't have this one, make sure you have yellow somewhere around, okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start by pouring all of my paint on my paper plate. So I'm going to start by pouring, oh, and I forgot, we need white and black, which is, I'm almost out of, but I have a brand new thing of, so hopefully I can use what's left and have to go find my other one. Okay, so I'm gonna pour some blue and some white on my paper plate, and I'm gonna start with that for now, okay? I'm also going to put on here some red, and let's just start with these three colors. Very patriotic of us, but we will not be doing anything patriotic. We might not even use too much of the blue, but okay. So I'm going to mix a tiny bit of red into my white, okay? I want to make a pretty pink, but sometimes, see how little I added? I barely added a tiny, tiny bit of pink. Of red, and that made a pretty pink. If we add too much red, it just looks like a diluted red, not like a pretty pink, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start by putting that down on my canvas, okay? So we go just like this, and we're just filling it all in. Almost all in, okay? Towards the bottom, you're just gonna go till about this point right here. So you're gonna leave about 2 fingers without being painted on, mostly because we're gonna do a little bit of a mountain down there that you'll barely be able to see. If this is too flat for you, you can add a little bit of darker pink in between your light pink. That way it feels a little bit better. It's really up to you. I think for now I'm gonna leave it like so, okay? I ran out of paint, but I'm making sure that when I mix it some back up, I'm not going too dark, so I don't want it to vary too much. Okay, so when I get to a good point where I feel like it looks like the same, then I just plop it back on. Plop it. That is not a good word. Okay, so just go like so. I'm loving this pink, very blushy. Thinking of painting my daughter's room a blush color. Kind of loving this, but maybe a little lighter than this, but okay. If you're like, ew, I hate blush color, you can always add a little, you can make it be like an orange color. So it's up to you. I like this color, or a light blue color, so a very light blue as your background. I will put that in the notes as when I send out the email to let you know that you don't have to choose pink. It's just, I just thought it would look really pretty with the green of the cactus. Okay, so I've gotten down to here, and now I'm going to clean off my brush. And then I'm going to put a little bit more white and a tiny, tiny little bead of black, because I'm going to make a very diluted gray. Okay? So here I go, black and white. Grab a tiny bit of black, bring it into the white. Don't want it to be very overpowering. If you didn't notice, I went like this, and then I switched my brush to the other side to make sure I didn't have any black on that other side, solid black. That would then make it look really dark once I put it on the canvas, okay? So here, I'm gonna do kind of a little mountain, okay? So when I go do the mountain, I'm not worrying too much about straight lines. So this is my mountain, okay? I kind of just went crazy with it, I didn't have a plan. I just went for it, okay? So I want you to do that. Be brave, put down a line, and then just go with it, okay? Whatever you do, it'll look really good, I promise. Okay, and then once we've done that, then we fill it in. See how that then looks like that mountain is out in the distance. I love it. So it looks like that. And now I'm gonna clean off my brush. Okay, then I'm gonna grab my small brush right here. It's okay if you have a round brush or if you have a smaller flat brush, okay? I just happened to pick this one today, but if you had a round brush that came to a point, it would actually even be better. So I don't want you to worry about that. If you happen to have either one of these, it will work, okay? Small round brush that comes to a point, small flat brush, okay? All right, so choose whichever one you want to work with. Usually I do work with this one for a small brush, so I went ahead and grabbed one. Make sure that I keep you on track. I'm going to go in with my white, okay? I'm going to dip it in my white, and I'm going to outline a few shapes on here so that then we can fill it in and not feel like crazy scared going in with like a dark color on top of our background. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my white, and I am going to make, I'm gonna go about 4 fingers in. I don't want it to be fully on one side or fully on another, and I don't want it, well, I kind of want it to be more on this side than on this side. Okay, I just really like the way my mountains look right there. So about 1/3 of the way down, so about 1/3. So if you were to divide your canvases into 3s, okay? So about 1/3 down, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna make an upside down long U, okay? The great thing about doing an outline like this with white is that if you choose to make it a little bigger or a little smaller after we've done the outline, it is really easy, rather than if we had gone in with a dark solid color, okay? All right, so then right here off of one side, I'm gonna make an L, okay? So I make one L, and then I'm gonna make that like a bubble letter. So I'm gonna go from the top and come down and bring it down, okay? So that's one of my arms of my cactus. And then I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna make a background L, maybe a little bit less wide. So this one I'm gonna be closer, like that. Like a J, like part of a J, okay? So if that's hard for you to see, here is a close-up if you need to pause and look at it. Okay, so there's my first cactus, okay? Second cactus, I go in it with a little bit of white, and then I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do, again, like an upside down U, but a little bit fatter than that, okay? So, and it's okay if it overlaps, okay? So no big deal. So there I go. It overlapped a little bit. And now I'm gonna make a V. And I'm going to then close it off. Okay. And then I'm gonna make 2 ovals. One oval right there. One oval right there. Perfect. And then my last cactus I'm gonna do down here. And I am making like an aloe vera plant. You're like, what is that? It's kind of a spiky plant, okay? So we go one line, and then we bring it back in like this. And then one line, and they can be a little bit thinner than that. Okay, so there I go. A spiky plant, more rounded. These will have a few little flowers. We can even put them out on here. Just put 2 little V's at the ends of that, and then this big guy right here. Okay? All right, so now that you're done with that, then we can go on with our solid colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my brush, and I'm gonna grab some dark green, some aqua, and some light green, okay? Oh man, there we go. This is giving me trouble getting open. There we go. So I have all 3 of my colors right here. I'm gonna go in with my larger brush that I've already washed from last time. I'm gonna start with a dark green on this large Papa cactus. Okay, if yours happens to be a little darker than that, that's fine. If it's lighter, you can add a little bit of blue to it or a little bit of black to it, and that will help make it a little bit lighter. I mean darker. My goodness, can't keep my words straight. Did you know that English is my second language? So maybe that's why. Sometimes I get all weird. All the words get weird in my head. Okay, so I'm just going right over that white line so I don't see it, okay? So I'm making sure that as I outline, it is taking care of that too. Okay? And then on this side, where it overlap, I'm just not gonna go anywhere on that, okay? There we go. Perfect. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, so then I have your dark cactus. Now I'm going to wash this off. And I'm gonna go in with the aqua, okay? So I go in the aqua and I just, same thing, okay? Oh, that was a little wet. Sometimes when we wash our brush, little too much water gets stuck in there. So make sure that you're cleaning it off. Okay, so I'm going in with my shape. There we go. Now I'm gonna do this one right here. And it's like I'm making the same shape over and over. Like that. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, then I wash off my brush, make sure you get rid of all that excess water. And then I go in with a light green and fill this one in. Oh, I'm loving this. Like so. I just fill it in. And my last one on this side. Okay, and you know what? This side feels like it's really needing one. There we go. Oh, perfect. I'm loving all those colors. Okay, so right here you can tell that there's a little bit of white. So I'm going right over it. And now we have all of our main shapes. So once I have all of my shapes on here, then I'm gonna do some lights, some highlights. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna use that light green that we used here to do some highlights on this one, okay? So I'm gonna just grab this side of it, and I'm just gonna go in with my light green and fill that in, okay? And then I'm also gonna do it on this side. And I'm gonna do it on this side. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do some shading on this one because this one's lighter. So these two are lighter, so we need to do some shading. On this blue one, we are going to mix that aqua color with a little bit of blue, okay? Yep. A little bit of blue and even that little bit of light green or if you had some yellow, but I'm just doing just a tiny bit to make this kind of darker aqua color, okay? So because this side, instead of doing it on this color, instead of doing it on this side, we're doing it on the opposite side because that's the side that the sun isn't seeing. So because this side is lighter on this cactus, that means the sun is coming from this direction, not from this direction, okay? So that means that the dark side will be on this end, okay? So we're going to just, you know what, I kind of want it to be a little more blue. So blue and, okay, so blue and the aqua color, perfect, there we go, that's better. Like so. And then on each side, okay, so these are smaller, so I'm gonna grab my small brush again because I just don't want to get too crazy and have it be too thick for what I want, okay? So again, this side is seeing the light, so the back side is gonna be a little darker than this one. So same here, dark side over here, and on here then we're going to do dark side on the bottom, okay, like so. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. Okay, so there we go. Kind of going to erase this little bit of green that's showing up over here. Just makes the blue and the aqua color. I thought I would like the green in it, but I think I just like the blue. So we clean off that brush, and then again I'm working with this small brush, and I'm going in with the dark green that I got, okay? And again, making sure that the light sides are on this side. So dark side on here, dark side on here, dark side on here, and this one I'm getting a little confused by. This side we're gonna do dark side on this side right here, like that. All right, and then I do a line down here, and maybe just little ones right where they look at other little leaves, okay? Like that. Oh my goodness, I am in love. Perfect. So then we are gonna wash our brush and move on to the next step. Okay, now we're gonna do some detail work, okay? So I'm gonna grab my my small brush, the very back of it, I like to call it the butt of the brush. I'm gonna dip it in white, okay? Very carefully, I'm going to go along those two colors, okay? Just little dots all the way down. You decide how big. I feel like if they're too small, you can't see them. If you'd rather do it with the tip of your brush, by all means, go ahead with that. It's just fun to use all sides of the brush for me. Makes it way more fun. Okay, then now on this leaf, like so. And on this one as well. Okay, that's looking great. Then this one, didn't really have one, but I'm just gonna do it. Like there. And I'm gonna clean off my brush. Okay, now on this one, I'm going to mix a little bit of blue and a little bit of red to make purple. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white to that. Okay, so I just want pretty purple on that. Okay, so white, purple, white, red, and blue, and it makes that pretty color. Remember where we did our little V's? I'm just gonna go in and do that, okay? So we have our two little flowers, and now we clean off our brush, and clean it off really good, and then we're gonna dip our small pointy brush in black, okay? And then we're gonna do little V's all over. So they're gonna be those little horrible pokey things that we find all over the cactus. Some of them I'm gonna do like right on the edge so you can tell that they're pokey. Like so. Let's see if I can show you really close. It'll look like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a few more on the top ones. Make sure you're barely working with the tips, okay? Because if not, it can get really thick, and you want it to be able, you want to be able to see that they're these very little, very sharp little devils. Okay? Like so. Okay, and then clean off our brush again. And then this one, I'm gonna go in with white and that lime green, okay? So I'm gonna make a very light green color, okay? Mostly white with a hint of green. So I want you to see it. It's very limey pastel. And I'm gonna do little lines, little dots on this one, sorry, not lines. So same thing along that line first. And then kind of right next to it, and then on this side as well. Just as best as you can. Some of mine are a little bit thicker, some of them are a little bit thinner. It's fine. We all get the point. They're the little pokies on our cactus. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing on my little arms. Like that. Then one more arm. Oh my goodness, I am loving this. Like, I almost want to display it somewhere. Like so. And one more all around the edge. Like so. Okay. Okay. Just looking at it, making sure I don't need anything else. Here is a perfect time to, if that gray looks a little bit too dull or not dark enough for you, it's a great time to go in with it. Don't be shy. See, that gives it just a little bit more depth. And it's okay for you not to go all the way to the edges. Just kind of where you feel like it needs something. Or if the pink is just showing up too much through that gray. Okay guys, this is it. Our finished product. Kind of simple, so fun, very clean and beautiful. Again, if you are not loving the pink, I always suggest you could do an orange or a blue, whatever you think is best. I think orange will look really great with those colors, but I gotta say, I'm loving the pink. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'm so grateful that you guys chose to do this virtual art camp with me. I might have something available once school starts for those of you who may be homeschooling. I'll make that available later on, but I just, from the bottom of my heart, wanted to thank you for being part of this, and I hope to keep you around to see what new things we do on the Painted Willow. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your summer, and please send any and all finished products if you'd like. I'd love to see them. See ya!